Welcome back to Life Essence, y'all. Yes, how y'all doing today? Grand Rising. Alright. I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers and everyone who like my videos, like my content. Yes, y'all keep on coming back, man. That's how I keep the content coming on out. And yes, right. Everything that's going on inside the video is only for entertainment purposes only. None of this stuff is true. Alright. Let's get straight to the video.
From Europe, where the former Prime Minister of Norway is charged with gross corruption, which he denies, to the Emirates, where the CEO of one of the globe's largest companies has stepped down after the files released displayed communications with Epstein, including an email with a reference to, quote, torture video. He has not been charged with any crime. In the UK, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor faces new calls to be investigated for allegedly leaking state secrets. And in Hollywood, top marketing exec Casey Wasserman is selling his talent agency. He's not accused of a crime, but said he regrets flirtatious emails he sent to Ghislaine Maxwell that had become a distraction. Epstein spun himself a web of global elites, many of them named this weekend by the Department of Justice. 300 high-profile people that appear at least once in Epstein's emails. Some in direct contact with him, others just mentioned in news articles. Criminality is not implied. But Juliette Bryant said when she met Epstein in South Africa, surrounded by powerful people, it made her feel safe.
A girl approached me and said she was here with the King of America. He was here with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker.
Bryant did not accuse the other men of wrongdoing, but said Epstein flew her to New York and then put her on a private jet.
As the airplane took off, he started touching me forcibly in between my legs, and I freaked out. I realized this is not a modeling opportunity. I've been kidnapped.
Bryant received damages from Epstein's estate.
In the last few weeks, Juliette, we've seen people like royals, prime ministers, people in positions of power face real consequences. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's amazing that they're all being exposed, but I just would like to see them all held accountable.
The pursuit of accountability continues. The House Oversight Committee will depose Ohio billionaire Les Wexner next week. The FBI labeled him as a co-conspirator in a 2019 internal document. Now, Wexner and all the men we mentioned deny criminal accusations.
Donald Trump's name is all over these files, all over it.
Monday was a big day for lawmakers investigating Jeffrey Epstein because it was the first time that they could view the unredacted Department of Justice Jeffrey Epstein files. And they filed into this building behind me throughout the day to take a look for themselves with their own eyes what these documents have to say.
There's no way that somebody is running a $1 billion global child sex trafficking and abuse ring for more than a decade, and there are only 2 people committing crimes.
Members came out with a lot of mixed reviews. Congressman Ro Khanna and Congressman Thomas Massie came out and said that they found at least 6 men's names who the Department of Justice redacted that actually could be potential co-conspirators in the Epstein investigation. So that raises a lot of questions. Why were those men's names redacted? They also said that even in this room behind me, where all of the documents are supposed to be unredacted, they found examples of documents that actually had redactions. So another big question there. And Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin came out from viewing the documents and said that he found multiple examples of President Donald Trump's name being redacted.
I saw one conversation between Epstein lawyers and Trump lawyers relating to the 2009 investigation, which had been redacted, and I don't see any particular reason that it should have been.
Folks, I'm about to head out. You're leaving my phone. Yeah. Hey. It was pretty overwhelming. I mean, there's millions of records. One of the things I did, I wanted to see how many times Donald Trump's name came up, and it was over 16,000 times. I think that's already kind of out there in the public. But I really went through a list of documents that the committee wanted me to look up. And some of it was dealing with emails that somebody sent to Jeffrey Epstein with like a photo of a 10-year-old girl. So I got the name of that person. I'm going to give that to the committee. What it is, it's shocking, is like a lot of these people that were pushing these underage women were women. It's a little overwhelming, so I'm just going to kind of get my thoughts together, but put stuff together for the committee so the committee can do their job and do their work, because that's what this is about, is holding people accountable. It's not about press, it's not about going viral, it's about holding people accountable for what they did to young women. That's what that's about.
Thanks, sir.
Wow, now this one, hey, got my mind going. And they say mainly females, man, who've been pushing these little girls.
So, trigger warning. I just went through one of the most difficult documents I've seen yet regarding Epstein, and I'm going to show them to you as well. So this is Leon Black, and you've heard me talk about him before. Leon is the co-founder and former CEO of Apollo Global Management, which is the company that owns Shutterfly and Life Touch Photography. Now, this is your last chance to scroll before I show you what I'm going to show you. Ready? So you can screenshot to read this, but let me tell you what you're looking at. This appears to be emails between an attorney representing Epstein victims and possibly the SDNY, Southern District of New York, looking at possibly bringing charges against Leon Black, but it appears that never happened. If you go down to the second paragraph, 7 to 8 years, Black was violent with her, bites parts of her, blank. Violence was arousing for him, very painful for her. It goes into more about this, and then let me get you to the second page. They're also talking about a 16-year-old girl who was trafficked. There's another comment about a victim being described as 10 years old. Guys, this is just horrific, monstrous stuff. And again, screenshot these if you want. And I just want to remind everybody that our FBI and DOJ said that there was nobody else. It was all Epstein. Nobody else. Other countries have started bringing charges against a lot of the people in these files. Our country's done jack shit. Don't let this die. Share it. Do me 2 favors. First, go to my bio, sign the petition to end easy plea deals for child predators. Takes 2 seconds. The other thing, call your representatives, especially the ones who remain silent. Let them know that silence equals complicity and that is unacceptable, especially with midterms coming out. I don't know how anybody could read what we just saw and some of the other things that we have seen and sit there and say that there is nothing to be concerned about.
We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right? And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
The point is that these 6 are just what we found in 2 hours of a review of the files that aren't redacted. The broader issue is why so many of the files they're getting are redacted in the first place. And until that becomes unredacted, the main things that they're sending to the career attorneys to review, I don't think we're going to have full compliance with the law or get to the question that most Americans want to know. Who were the rich and powerful people who went to this island? Did they rape underage girls? Did they know that underage girls were being paraded around?
One of those 2 lawmakers joins us right now, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee. He was pivotal in forcing the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for your coverage of this.
Who are the 6 men whose names you saw?
We are going to push the Justice Department to release those. They had photographs as marked of co-conspirators. Some of them are Americans. Some of them are powerful people overseas. And there's no reason that they should be covering up those names.
Of the ones who are Americans, are they in our politics?
No, but look, the 6 people that Thomas and I were talking about are just what we discovered in 2 hours of searches. There are probably many more that have been hidden, but this was so blatant that there were 6 people who were named as co-conspirators. By the way, there were others named as co-conspirators who were women. And our assumption is some of those women may be survivors, but it's not clear that all of the women were survivors. Some of the redactions, even on the sensational emails, are appropriate. Some of them were potentially survivors, but they clearly have redacted in a way that is excessive. The most important thing is, though, that these career attorneys got documents that were already redacted. Most of the survivor statements to the FBI where they named other men, and particularly men in this country, the F-302 forms, they were already redacted by the time the attorneys reviewed it. And our law, the Epstein Transparency Act, required the FBI and the grand jury testimony to be unredacted. That obviously has not happened.
I like to thank everybody, man, for watching my content, y'all. Let's take and keep it coming, y'all. All right, thanks.